Alright, I guess let's get started. We've got Arcana here. I think we're in Chapter 5. And we also have Muppy along for the ride.
As I am good at being, along with things.
The ride of things.
Many rides, down a steep, steep mountain.
I'm gonna take you for a ride.
On a Bablo Island water ride.
Alright, so I think we're at the start of Chapter 5, and I think the thing I need to do is upgrade all of our weapons and armor. So let's do that real quick.
Alright, I have to know, it's been a while since I've seen you play this.
Yeah?
Can Darwin become a Raichu?
No.
No, it was worth asking.
Darwin is not a Pikachu. How could Darwin become a Raichu if Darwin is not a Pikachu?
The man invented evolution. Which is like the best way to word that, I think.
Yeah, okay, you've got it. Dragon Blade, Mithril Chain. Rooks is the only thing with anyone with anything, only person with anything equipped. Everybody else is just standing around naked. And can't equip most of the
they've all
stuff
got
that
on
they
their
have.
base clothes that they were in the pictures, and then everything they equip they put on over that.
Yeah.
So like she's got that cupcake-looking robe on, but then if you equip her with a robe, she's also wearing another robe over that robe.
That's possible. But she can't even equip any of the stuff that we have. Except for that Mithril Gauntlet. And the crap stuff.
Yeah, she's like the strawberry shortcake of Down syndrome.
Also with the backstabbing.
Yes. Very good at backstabbing.
Very good. Alright. So clearly, a lot of this stuff is useless. So we're gonna get rid of all the extra stuff that we don't need.
Guy across the counter, his eyes just get wider and wider. He's like, they're selling me all this stuff?
Oh my god.
This is mithril, I mean...
Refuse that. I guess that's a unique item.
Just imagine being the guy that has to sell this every day. And he's just like, yeah, I got a couple of demon axes up on the wall there. If you take a look, we've got some Rococo armor on the back bench.
if we give him the Rococo armor, he's not giving it back. I mean, come on.
He's skipping town. He's done.
He's out. So I think I'm going to do one of these. And one of these. What? There it goes.
He's like, I priced all this so nobody would ever buy it.
I know,
How many monsters
right?
did you kill?
A lot. Really a lot. Cash on that. Okay, she needs some kind of armor or something.
It all makes sense, because the further that you get in the game, the less monsters there would be because you've been killing them all, so...
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't
easier
really work
for
like that, honestly.
It's easier for merchants to visit this town and bring better stuff.
It'd be cool if it worked that way, to a certain
No,
degree.
no, it totally does. It's like the monsters are kind of cleared out. It's just that all that's left is coming after you because you're killing all of them. You're committing
we're,
genocide.
We're in a
so.
completely different dungeon. I mean, we haven't... We're finding completely different enemies. There's no overlap, unfortunately.
Well, in other words, this guy just has all this cool stuff because he's like, dude, you have to have all of this to be able to open a shop here. You'd never make it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got so far into the dungeon and I was like, you know what? I'm staying here.
Okay. One more quick... Get Tifa Mithril Gauntlet. Alright.
I keep telling people that this is the Tifa that they're putting in the new Final Fantasy VII.
It'd be a better character.
Well, yeah, it would. That's the joke. That's kind of what I'm going for.
Well, I
People
mean...
are like, no, there was a Tifa. It's like, no, yeah, but they're not bringing that. They're bringing a different Tifa back.
Right.
And that one's going to go away because nobody likes her. And yes, I just did that for the look on your face. Really, I did.
Yeah, this is the start of Chapter 5. This is Bintel Castle, and it sucks. You'll see why.
What was the name of the Dark Lord that you fought at the end of Wizardry?
Wizardry?
Yeah.
I mean, the first Wizardry?
Whichever the big bad guy was in one of them.
There was a big bad guy in practically every Wizardry.
Yeah, but just pick one. That's every single monster in this dungeon is just that.
Oh. Yeah, and it's not that bad, but... You see that blue dragon in the back?
Yeah.
That thing's a jerk.
Does it turn into a red dragon and then turn into Hitler?
No. No, this isn't that game.
That might be a game that you should play sometime. You should remember that game.
I have it, but I don't have a working 360, so how can I play it?
Ooh, that is a good question.
I mean, that game was actually really good for what it was.
Because the answer to should I fix my 360 is usually no, but
I don't think it can be fixed at this point. Who's gonna fix the 360?
that's a good question too. It's just like you set it down in front of someone and they're like,
yeah, what do you want me to do?
Why do you want me to do this? It's like, well, I want it fixed. Why?
Why? What's wrong with you?
It's like I don't want this to be an issue. I just want it fixed. Yeah, but I mean,
but seriously,
what's the point? What's
yeah,
the point?
Like seriously, is there a point? Could there be?
Did
one?
you maybe not finish Blue Dragon or something? I don't know. Okay, that's three Blue Dragons that have come up in this conversation now. It's kind of...
Well, Blue Dragons are lucky, right? Something
yeah.
like that?
Because they're water-based.
Yeah. At least in this game.
I don't know what water has to do with luck, but I mean, you would be very unlucky if you didn't have water for an extended period, so...
Well, exactly.
That guy is flipping out. Look at him.
What,
it's
the
like
magician?
his belly is dancing its own volition.
Yeah, he's in constant magic wind. That's how they show that he's a wizard.
How do they show that someone's a heavily armored knight?
Well, he stands there in heavy armor and kind of goes up and down a little bit. He's doing squats.
So he can lift the armor.
Yeah, obviously. Well, I mean, you need muscle training to lift that armor, obviously.
It's leg day, I ain't missing this for anything.
Two whole steps.
When you think about it, though, what's really going on here is just a bunch of, like, flat cards are floating down hallways at each other and attacking each other. And that kind of... I mean, there's a metaphor here for, like, the gods playing 52 pickup with the universe.
Yeah. So the reason these dragons suck is because of their incessant use of level 3 attack spells, which do ungodly amounts of damage if you're not elementally set up for them.
Oh, so they just keep going over and over, doing the same thing then?
Not really. I mean, you saw that they've been attacking for the most part, but when they pull out those spells in rapid succession, you can just waste the party.
I'm not gonna lie to you, as a spectator, I was having a lot more fun looking at the different animations than paying attention to what they were actually doing.
That's fair.
I'm writing the headcanon for Arcana as we speak. Like Darwin approaches all of the monsters, and he's like, but you had to have come from, like, the mime from, like, 3 stages ago, right? Like, that was your ancestors, and now you're the fully evolved form of that. And they're like, no.
What?
We've never even met. Yeah, no, I'm saying that over time, what would happen? And he just goes on this long spiel, and they're just sitting there looking at him like, we attack him, or do we feel sorry for him? I don't know what to do here.
Begin the boss music!
Does that say Merid or Mario?
It's Marid. I think.
It's a me, the Liquidator.
It's a me, the water elemental.
Careful, she'll splash you with a hyper water cannon, and then she just like sort of gently splashes the enemy, and they're like, "Is that it?"
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we're like them things from Signs.
The aliens or the people?
Mel Gibson specifically.
Oh.
See, because they're cards, and he was in Maverick.
Wait, was he?
Yes. Who did you think was in Maverick?
That one dude who was in a bunch of shitty movies?
Mel Gibson?
Not that one, no.
No, he was in Maverick, and that was his best movie.
Oh, I thought he was in Payback.
He was also in Payback. That was a very good movie, too. Maverick was better, but Payback was very good. Payback was a great... Why are we talking about Payback when Arcana's on? I don't care. Now I have to finish this song. Payback was a very good movie because all he cared about was getting paid the exact amount of money that they promised him.
Yeah.
He was killing everyone in this organization. And they all thought he wanted millions out of them. He's like, you promised me $70,000. And then they tried to give him more money, and he's like, no.
No, just give me what I want and I'll go.
So this game has front and back, right?
What do you mean?
Is it more difficult to attack creatures in the rear line?
Yes. Which is why it automatically targets the rear line every time you choose attack.
Oh, it's one of them that just auto-picks the enemy?
Well, no, I mean, you can move the selection. It's just that the automatic selection is all the way in the back. Always.
That makes zero sense.
Well, yeah. So the first time I played through this game, I think I just, like, automatically, like, just picked, like, the first character. Whoever was the one that got picked immediately, I probably just picked them because I didn't think that they had implemented that. But then, like, the second time I played through this game, I realized that they had implemented that, and I was like, oh, I wasted a lot of time that first time through.
Yeah, that can make sense. I was very bad at these games when I first played them. Like, the first time I played Bard's Tale on Nintendo, I had no idea what was going on, and I was just wandering and dying over and over and over again.
Well, to be fair, Bard's Tale does that a lot.
Yes, but the difference is you know what you're doing sometimes.
Sort of. I don't know, Bard's Tale, are you talking about the NES one?
Yeah.
The NES Bard's Tale had root beer in it, that's all I can say.
More games need root beer.
I don't know about that.
Except for Tapper. Tapper didn't need root beer, and they gave it root beer.
That's true.
None of these people were going to kill you over root beer. Not even A&W.
Well, A&W might. That's kind of their thing.
Good God, if they made that game today, it would be like a White Claw version. Why is White Claw suddenly popular?
What is White Claw?
I don't know. It's some kind of alcohol. I don't drink. People don't drink.
Neither do
Real humans don't drink.
Real humans don't imbibe the alcohols. That sounds like a realistic...
They do not invade the liqueurs.
What the hell?
That's a wall.
Well, no,
There's a lot of them here.
I thought I hit the back button, but, like, I hit the turn button, apparently.
That was the pirouette button.
Well, clearly. The problem with the pirouette button is I have to repress the pirouette button to pirouette back.
So it gets a bit monotonous, so every once in a while they're just walking along, and then Rooks just does a pirouette and turns around, and Darwin and Tifa just kind of stand there and blink.
Yeah.
He walks by, and they're just like, should we say something, or...
Don't say anything, he has the legendary sword.
It's cool, let him have his moment. I could have been a contender.
Could have.
Or a ballerina. Possibly a ballerina.
Probably a ballerina.
And that's why you don't skip leg day. Full circle, look at that.
Blue dragons.
What, you want me to make another Mel Gibson evolution water thing out of this, or what?
No, I was just trying to go even more full circle.
Well, there are no there's no blue dragon ballet that I'm aware of. If there was, it would... I hope that the blue dragon becomes a red dragon and then becomes Hitler. It's all one can hope for.
A forlorn hope. Oh, hell.
So that doesn't look like a very nice creature.
It's not. It's very not.
What is that, a red dragon?
Yeah, it's a fire dragon.
So how many different elemental resistances do you need for this dungeon?
All of them.
All of them forever. But then you take off all your armor to put on just elemental resistance and you get beat down by the Leg Day Knight, which is his name now.
The problem is that elemental resistances only affect damage amounts and don't seem to affect, like, the probability of attacks working. Like, wind is weak against fire, and yet that, like, auto-kill wind spell took out that red dragon for me.
That... Huh.
Yeah. And so it only matters... Oh, I better call Marid out. On the plus side, now that I remember, now that I think back a little bit more carefully, each like door that you open enters you into a space that has a specific type of dragon. So as long as I adjust as long as I adjust quickly, then I shouldn't take too much damage. Yeah, they came out just in time.
And this was a Super Nintendo game, correct?
Yeah.
This is one that I'm gonna have to find at some point.
You have a copy of it.
I do?
I think so.
I don't believe I have a copy of this.
Yeah, the Japanese version is Rimsala and something or other. I'm sure that I've seen it on your shelf.
Oh. Probably one of the ones that I never really popped in other than to just look at and see what I've got.
Yeah.
That insanely weird collection that I've managed to put together.
By buying random games off of,
Somehow my ability to
Retro
judge a book
Taku.
by its cover is just spot on perfect.
or not.
Because, well, no, all I was looking for was stuff that, with like text and a bunch of stuff to read, and it was like text adventure after detective game after Shadowgate style point and click story game.
Yeah.
It's like my entire collection for Famicom and Super Nintendo, Super Famicom. I mean, it's like 100 games, and 70 of them are just detective games.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good ratio. Very good art style for this kind of game.
It's pretty good, yeah.
I love the 16-bit era RPG art styles. Games like this and Shining Force, the Phantasy Stars.
Yeah. Cloud dragons. Crap.
You just put a fan on and they disappear.
only it were that easy.
Oh, that's what these smokeless ashtray items are for, and you just throw them at them. Darwin's like walking around the dungeon, hanging up no smoking signs everywhere, and they just walk in and they're like, oh.
Smash 3 free zone.
Ah, but you'll never get through me, the smoke dragon. What was it, a cloud dragon? Did you say cloud dragon?
Cloud dragon.
Cloud dragon, yeah, so they just walk through it.
Yeah. Well, if only it were that easy, right?
If only.
They'd probably be like, I'd probably like try to escape, and they'd be like, you can't find a way to escape the cloud dragons.
Well, there's always one way. You can accept death.
Well, that's not an escape, technically.
No, technically it is an escape.
No, because you don't actually get away. You just get oblivion.
Sort of a way.
No, ceasing to exist is not being away.
The phrase is, I will send you to oblivion. Clearly there's some motion in a direction. It has
metaphorical,
vector status.
dude. Ugh. You have the wrong thing open. You might die. I can't remember which way is the way to get to the next level, and I want to make sure I get all the treasure.
What, do you have all these memorized or something? Or are they just not that complicated?
They're not that complicated. I mean, short answer is yeah, they're not that complicated. Long answer is that I've probably played through this game 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, I made the mistake of trying to play Elmanage without mapping.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, you can't. That's not possible.
When I say mistake, I mean I started it thinking that it had some kind of mapping thing built in, and then I found out very quickly that it did not.
It does, but the items are consumable.
Yeah.
Very consumable.
Shining in the dark.
So I think that once I finish this, I might actually play Shining in the Darkness.
Oh, you did? I thought you did that once.
I think I may have
imagining it.
I may have played it once, but I don't think I played it multiple times or like went through the whole thing. And that's what I'm thinking about doing, is going through the whole thing.
Looks-wise, I think that this one is a bit more appealing.
Oh yeah, I mean the artwork in this is way better, but
I don't know which is better as a game because I never made it that far in Shining in the Darkness.
Well, so Shining in the Darkness is a lot more. It has a much better pace.
Console-friendly?
Well, no, I mean these games were both originally console games. They've never been anything else, but like Shining in the Darkness is a lot more fast-paced. What it lacks in visual appeal, it gains in the fact that it's just really quick, and it just feels a lot more exciting, I guess.
It works.
Oh gosh!
You're forgot to switch, didn't you?
Yes. Short answer,
You'll be
yes.
fine. You'll be good.
For certain definitions,
See, there was no effect on Darwin. Darwin's like, it's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if there's no effect on Darwin if it hits everybody else. Remember, in this game, if one human character dies, it's game over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. It's a very give-up attitude on the part of your other party members.
Well, it's not necessarily that they quit, it's that the game... I mean, the game is story-based, so oh, crap. So if the story cannot be completed, then there's not much point in finishing the game.
They just continue the story, but like every sequence of dialogue with that character is just cut out.
Yeah.
Even if people are still talking to that character as if they're there, the part where they talk is just gone. It's like, what do you think about this, Tifa? And it goes right next to the next dialogue.
Yeah.
Not even in ellipses or anything, it just cuts straight to the next thing that someone does say.
Well, it would have to.
That way, when everyone's dead except Rooks, he's just wandering around talking to himself.
Yeah, that's why they don't let you do that in this game, basically.
Either that or they're like The Sims, and so when one of them dies, they all stand around mourning until they themselves die of depression.
If only. Some dude. Oh, it's Ariel's apprentice, Carl.
Okay, Carol.
He has all impair abilities.
This game has some really good boss music.
Oh yeah, the music in this game is fantastic. It's one of the reasons I kept playing it over and over again. It's because the music is just worth listening to.
That was one of the reasons me and my brother loved Phantasy Star 4 so much.
Oh yeah, that game had another really good soundtrack.
It was also one of the few games that came out over here that had those really good, pictured, like, not animated sequences, but story sequences where they had different pictures of characters with close-ups of faces and
Yeah.
panning shots and all that. There really weren't that many that we got to see, even though there were hundreds of them in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, I think Ninja Gaiden was probably the most popular one we ever saw.
Possibly.
I don't remember which of the Valis games. I think the first two games had those sequences.
Oh. I guess I got the crystal sword.
Sounds good to me, and all you had to do was kill an old friend.
Well, he wasn't my friend.
Was he a friend of a friend?
He was a friend of an enemy.
That's a sweet flavor. I prefer bittersweet. So heroic.
Fight 2 more dragons.
See, this works out well because they're really confused at Dao over there muscle posing.
I think everybody understands Dao's muscle posing.
It's like the dragons just run up from around the corner and he just like strikes a pose and they're like, what? All right, maybe we should rethink. I don't know. What's he doing?
I think we should just let this one go.
Just run back around the corner and like watch for a minute. Maybe something will happen.
And since we fought a boss, it means that I probably picked the wrong direction to go. Unless they connect on each other, but I don't think they do.
Oh, there's a map. Okay.
Yeah, there's a map.
You probably looked at it like 10 times and I never noticed.
I usually don't have to spend too much time staring at it because I'm pretty familiar with oh, crap. Pretty familiar with the layout of stuff. The problem with this dungeon is... Oh. One of the problems with this game is that the encounter rate is extremely random
Wacky?
And sometimes very, very short.
It's still better than like a Phantasy Star 2 encounter rate.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh no, there's no maybe about that. Has anyone ever beaten Phantasy Star 2? I just have to ask.
Someone has.
Like, did someone have... It's a fun game, but good lord, every step you take, it's like, I could move one step and encounter a new battle that will take me for... Because you had to get, like, to level 20 before you could competently fight early level monsters in that game. It made no sense.
I never had that kind of a problem with it.
Are you sure? You're not remembering, like, 4 or something?
No, Phantasy Star 2 was the one where you start out with the cat girl, Nay?
No, that, or wait, yeah, that was 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was 2.
Not the actual cat. The actual cat was the first one.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about, what's her name? Nay, the purple-haired cat girl. I mean, you had to do a lot of grinding in that game to level up, but, like, at least when you walked right out of the... like, the first town, like, the enemies were at least beatable. I mean, there were definitely a lot of stages where, okay, I walked into this new area and the enemies are harder. Like, there was a lot of that.
It was definitely a grindy game. It took a while to really feel like you could fight enemies. Like, you had to build up your party before you were really getting anywhere in the game.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true.
You never played the little point-and-click Sega CD adventure with Nay, did you?
No, I don't think so.
It was so funny. It was unbelievably funny. Everyone in the town that you're in hates Nay because she's a freak.
Yeah.
They're like, she's got cat ear. She must be some kind of weirdo freak thing. And, like, everyone was abusive towards her, so nobody would want to talk to you. And at one point, someone hits you over the head with a board in the middle of the street.
Wow.
It's just like, and it's never really done in a comedic way. It's totally serious. You're just like, geez,
what's wrong with you
trying
people?
To do to me?
Yeah.
On the one hand, it's just like, this is horrible, but on the other hand, you're just dying. You're just like, this is great. I like Nay more as a character now because everyone hates her. Like, now you can go back and play Phantasy Star 2 and just be like, you just have that in the back of your mind every time you go through the game now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they never let her talk to the townsfolk. It's always the hero.
Right.
intelligence has increased. Killing that dragon made me smarter.
It happens a lot.
Well, I mean, honestly, it would take a bit of thought to kill a dragon face to face.
If they were real.
I would argue that it would take even more thought to kill one face to face if they were not real.
I turned in place. I gotta do another fight.
Say, were they just waiting there? Why didn't they ambush you?
Well, they had to wait their turn.
They got tickets. They're like, we're next.
We're next. We're next.
Dragon's trying to chew its way out of its own card.
They all look exactly the same except for the color of the border of their card. Which is one of the real, like, mistakes they made with this. Also, I want to note that I used a sleeping bag back there and everybody gained hit points and magic points back.
I can't stop picturing that they're just shaking their bellies at you.
Well, yeah, it does. I mean, it does look weird.
How you doing? Burger, 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 burger.
It's the truffle shuffle.
Significantly less truffle, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, you can't beat the master.
One can try,
Darwin.
but one will fail. I would love it if they did a game like this with the Konosuba characters.
Oh, yeah.
And every time you enter a battle, Aqua just says, I got this, and gets eaten by an enemy immediately. She's never actually part of the party. You just fight and finish the battle, and then she rejoins the party.
Uh-huh. Every time?
Every single time, without fail. To the point where it's like annoying and boring at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just like, I've seen it. It was funny one time, maybe 3 times, and then... And then it has to have the same kind of random encounters that this game has.
You mean frequent?
Frequent is the word we're looking for, yes. It's like the whole point of the game. It's basically our version of Penn and Teller's Desert Bus game.
Yeah. Only with more dungeons. Dungeon Bus.
Dungeon Bus, yes. You're going to play this for 150 hours, and like 70 of those hours is just going to be you watching Aqua get eaten by monsters.
Yes.
Almost there. You got this.
Yeah, almost there is not even true.
I know, I was kind of making it up.
I mean, we're not going to actually finish this chapter in this run, because it's going to take several runs.
Now this is the last dungeon, right?
Sort of. This is the last chapter. Which is not the same thing as it being the last dungeon.
Ah, one of them.
Kill the dragon! Kill it! It has to die!
It's dead.
Yeah, just barely.
I think lack of information is kind of what really ruins it for the dragons, because they're all, you're coming into this dungeon and they're all in there like, oh, it's some humans, haha, we're dragons, let's go eat them. And then it's like, they don't know the part about where you killed about 50 dragons to get to this point.
Yeah. And
it's just routine now. So they're like, we got this, we're dragons.
Pretty much. They're very confident.
That's where they get their cockiness from, because eventually they wear you down, and then you get into that one battle where it's like, oops, we weren't ready, and the dragons kill you, and then the dragons are like, haha, we're so much better than humans.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, the worst one is when, like... So, this game is turn-based, but it doesn't have, like, rounds like most turn-based games do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It makes sense.
And so
you mean like where there's like a speed thing in effect where sometimes
where everybody gets a turn every so often. I've played this game before, and I've actually died because I was fighting like 6 enemies and they just all got to attack 20 times or 30 times, and without me getting a chance to do anything.
That's always fun.
It's just a random number generator, and it doesn't like give your party the ability to necessarily get a word in edgewise.
Does it cost you a turn to call your,
No, that's free. Thank goodness.
So, was this game made based off of some kind of card game or something, or is the card thing just an aesthetic choice?
I think it's just an aesthetic choice.
Because you know how Japan is. It's like, oh yeah, we made a card game, and here's the video game for it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any such actual video game or card game.
There is a video game. I am
clearly
93% certain about that.
Only 93?
Only 9. Well, I mean, we had a conversation before you started streaming about me seeing things, so.
I guess that's true.
I keep breaking the fourth wall on people. I'm actually here to ruin your channel. It's like, oh, I was so into it, and then that Muppy guy said something, and it's like it just broke the magic. Started ranting about evolution and dragons made of smoke and melted.
I mean, I could just cut your audio if I feel like it, so...
Are you sure? Have you tried?
Yes.
How do you know I don't have some elaborate setup where it's like I build up to just making you think that it's time to cut my audio, and then you try and it doesn't work, and you're just like, and then I just start reading like a Winston Churchill speech or something.
Okay. I think that's everything here. Yeah. The first time I played through this, for some reason I was like really intent on getting all of the map filled out.
Yeah, I can understand that. Is this one of the games where you're not supposed to do that? Or?
Well, no, it's not that it matters or not. It's just that like I did it, and like it was a huge. I mean, you have to imagine that with the. With the rate at which the battles go, and with the frequency of the encounter rate, it got a little bit ridiculous. Especially with all of like the little loopy spaces, right?
Yeah.
Like with all those little loopy spaces, I basically had to traverse them twice.
Well, the first Etrian Odyssey game was the first game like this that I really got deeply into. So and that game kind of trains you to think in those terms, like look at everything and map everything.
Well, yeah.
And so I probably would have been the same, honestly, at this point. But I don't know, because I played that one first.
Well, there's nothing to be gained in this one from exploring every map square, I guess. Whereas in Etrian, there's a lot of hidden stuff where, like, you
can't even finish those games if you don't explore every inch of them. Because there's like hidden walls that you have to know about to get to certain areas.
Yeah.
And like
that's
if you just gloss over the mapping, then you're running around looking for something that you would have run across just
and
playing
marked,
through.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you get to one of them floors where there's a door that you need to there's like a crack in the wall that you need to find to be able to access a staircase through a wall to another floor,
Yeah.
and you miss that, you're screwed. You could spend hours looking for it. Oh, new enemies.
New enemies and new dungeon with new music. Well, not new music, but at least different music.
Did he just turn around on you?
What?
Or was that your attack? Did you petrify him?
I petrified him. Yeah, petrify is really useful in this game. Because it just it takes an enemy down to 1 hit point and it's permanent. And they can't move anymore. And so like if you need to like what's the word I'm looking for? Like spam the heal capabilities of some of your spirits, then petrify is the best way to do it. You petrify and then you call a different one
and heal your party.
And heal your party. Oof.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a bit low on MIP.
Yeah, the human characters don't get a lot of MP in this game, just in general.
They got the hip, but they don't got the MIP.
Sure. Yeah, this game would be a lot better if it was just a little bit faster. Like you know how I just did a heal all there and it like friggin' took half an hour? Yeah. Like it should just do everyone and just say, you know, you gain 60
we
hit
done,
points
we good.
Yeah, we got it.
It's the boxing Medusas.
Yeah, they're gonna die.
They're like, haha, jab, strike, jab, strike. Here we go. Kick, punch, it's all in the mind.
It's all in the cards. Earthplate? What?
Put on a shield, Darwin. Is it better than the mithril plate?
Apparently, yeah.
Huh.
I mean, that's kind of why you have to look around a bit in this game, because, like, you'll find armor and weapons that are just, like, ridiculously good compared to what you're normally using. They're just in line. Like they're just queued up.
They just keep shuffling around that corner. They're like, what? Shuffling. Who's next? Just stand here and wait. They'll be done soon, and then we just get right back into it.
Next group in. Where did the previous group go? Oh, they didn't make it. What do you mean they didn't make it? They didn't make it.
They're dead. They.
All right, you're next.
Have fun. They just shut the door.
They shut the door. I think this loops. It looks like it loops. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad. Oh no, I didn't know they had that. Oh god. Chaos Wind.
No effect.
Pretty much.
Oh, that one did.
So most of this game is not really that hard, but in this dungeon in particular, the difficulty actually ramps up to a level where you have to start worrying about stuff a little bit. Oh, there is another way to go. Okay. Lots of MP. 40. Enough for him to cast the spell once.
Totally a ton of MP out of this one.
Okay, twice, because he had some left over. Yeah, the spirits are the ones that really have a lot of magic power, where they can, like, do things to be useful with them. Kill it! Kill it! Kill it!
Kill it with fire.
No, it's earth type. We have to kill it with wind.
What kind of formation is that? Are they standing on that wizard's head?
It seems like they are, yeah. And that did nothing.
These two knights are floating down the hallway at us.
Calling a pinch hitter, I guess. Maybe that one. So the spirits, you probably noticed this, but the spirits gain their MP back by walking. That is, every step you take, you get an MP back, so...
Oh, okay.
That's kind of nice. But that means that you gotta kind of switch them around a bit, and the humans don't get any of their MP back ever, so...
Does Darwin even have spells? I've never seen you really use any.
He has some spells, they're mostly not very good. He's a fighter character, for sure. I mean, even Tifa is mostly a fighter character. Just because she gets so few magic points. And spells cost so much.
And you really don't get any equipment that changes that, huh?
Not really. I mean, like... That's kind of cool. Like, you do get weapons and armor that have magic effects. And for some reason they mistranslated it. And it says whenever you use a weapon or item, it says that he has annihilated that. And it's like, what do you mean annihilated? It's still there. Confusion. Okay, whatever.
He's starting to think it's arm day or something.
He's just freaking out. And he didn't even attack one of his allies. Like, that's the whole point of Confuse.
Well, I mean, in most games, Confuse is like a random chance to either attack allies or enemies.
Right, but...
And it, like, no special attacks. It's all just normal attacks.
Yeah, but... You'd think that with a game this slow, that they'd, like, make it a little bit more likely that he'll attack, like, you know, someone close, you know, someone closer to him, basically. Is this just a big loop? What am I doing here?
It doesn't matter which way we go.
This is just a big loop. Or like big spiral, actually, is more accurate. of our attacks are like just barely not strong enough to one-shot enemies, and so it's like I had to hit him and then have Efrit hit him to do like 10 more damage and finish him off.
Grand Shield. That looks promising.
It's grand.
It's just 1,000 shields. That's a mistranslation too.
Yeah.
He's walking around just covered in shields.
It might help him save hit points. I mean, I'm not going to bash it until we find out whether it works.
Movement speed reduced to 0.3.
To 0. It does something. It casts a spell, and not a very good one.
Maybe it works better on undead?
It's one of those attribute spells which all have like weird. I have the paper booklet for this game, and it lists all the like attributes of the attribute spells, and it's just a hodgepodge. The whole game is basically about the colors of the edges of cards. It's just 4 elements plus 1 extra, which is like the non-elemental. It's pretty simple. And this is one of those weird games where it's like HAL Laboratories made a dungeon crawler. They're not known for dungeon crawlers. Right, they're known for like Kirby's Adventure.
Kirby's Dungeon Crawl.
Well, if you were going to pick a HAL character to be in a dungeon, I think Lolo would be a better choice.
Yeah. I mean, technically he already was, it just wasn't this kind of... That would be a very good game, actually. Why isn't... Get on the horn to your connections at HAL and tell them Lolo Dungeon Crawler, and just see if they remember who Lolo is, because they probably don't.
They probably don't. And when you say probably, you mean almost certainly, right?
Everyone that knew of Lolo back in the HAL days is now dead.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? I just got a game over. Because it cast Attribute 7 twice in a row. Oh, he has 2 hit points left.
Just barely surviving this one,
like,
huh? Maybe.
I mean, seriously, like it just cast that spell twice in a row. And it dodged my attack.
Do your thing, Sylph.
We're gonna use a tent after this fight, I think. Sheesh. And you know the funny thing is that like you take one step and there's another enemy there to kill you, and it's like, no, but we can just use a tent and we're fine. Don't get bothered at all. Oh, a return ring. Thanks for that 100 gold item. I get more money than that. I have like 7 of them. And I get more money than that from a single fight.
Do they actually take you out of dungeons? Or?
Yeah, it takes you back to town. But Rooks has a spell that does that he gets on like in like, you know, the 2nd chapter or something like that.
I don't need this trash, and he throws it down on the ground and steps on it.
And then it returns him to town. He's like, no, I have to go through the dungeon all over again.
Tifa and Darwin are just standing there like,
Did that just happen?
Did he leave us any of the return? No, he had them all. He had all the return rings.
Well, I mean, it works for the whole party, thank goodness. Then it would just be like an automatic game over item. It's like, oh, things aren't looking good. I better use a return ring, and it just returns one character, and the other 2 die in the dungeon, and it's game over.
Wait, that's how that works? Crap.
Why would you make an item that does that in a game?
It's like I always thought it would be funny if one of them games that gives you the escape option only lets the one character escape. So
oh, there are games that do that.
Are there?
Yeah, I have played some of them.
I don't think I ever have. If I did, I don't remember it.
Some of the early turn-based Ultima games were like that. Like Ultima, say 3, 4, 5, and 6.
That's just great.
Yeah.
See you later. Have fun. Good luck.
Yeah, good. Some avatar.
It's like, what? Well, do you think we can handle 50 skeletons? No. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, let's escape. Wait, we can't escape. Only he can escape. He was the only one with high enough agility to escape.
Well, okay, so in the Ultimate games, at the very least, everybody can escape because you just have to like walk off the battlefield. But I've played some like some of the man, what am I thinking? Some of the later wizardry games do that.
They do? A wizardry game? That's weird.
It's not that weird.
You're not that weird.
Thank you. Oh, it's Galneon. And he is looking kind of... Lay off
guys,
the caffeine,
I am cracked out.
Yeah. Crackhead Galneon. The second stage.
I'm gonna take back the power of the gods from the CIA.
The what?
CIA? What's the CIA? They're the ones that gave me the LSD.
What's LSD?
I don't know. Why do you stupid three-headed dragons keep asking me questions? Huh?
We are Gleox. We are Gleox. That is racist.
He's not casting any magic. He just thinks he is.
Well, he's just got like a dagger in one hand.
He's basically looking at you thinking he's casting magic and seeing a lot of glowing, swirling colors.
Pretty much. Why is he just attacking? This is like one of those things where the story is going to proceed because he's like under control or yeah. Oh, it wasn't even battle boss music, was it?
It's fake Galneon.
Well, it's something, right? So we just got the second of the 3 special items.
That's why he was so bug-eyed. He's like, oh shoot, my magic doesn't work when I'm on crack. I wasn't expecting that. Oh my god.
Now it's boss music.
Okay, no, now we know for sure that it was heroin, in fact.
Well, now he actually does damage.
Galneon is like, how do you like my new grunge look?
How do you like it? How do you like it? How do you like it? Oh. If he pulls a lot more of those attack spells out, we won't be winning this fight. She can do some healing. Oh, man.
So, if you die, do you lose all your progress, or is this one of those games that...
you go back to your last save. You lose everything.
Because I've been watching this, like... Rudy is not as cautious with his saves as I am.
You can only save in town.
And you just don't want to have to trek through it all again?
Well, it's not just that. I lose all my levels and everything. All the stuff that I found, all the mapping that I did. Like, you just go back to your last save.
No, I'm talking about, like... Wait, so, like, even if you use a return ring, that happens?
Well, if you use a return ring, you keep your stuff, but, like...
That's what I'm saying. Wouldn't you be able to save everything and then just... Or does it really not matter because you're not really finding that much?
Well, I mean, I'm finding stuff, but, like... The problem is that if I head back to town, I have to walk all the way through the dungeon again. Okay, so there's the third item. So now we have all 3 of the important magic items.
Bury him?
Maybe. We're not going to bury him. We're in a tunnel. The walls are made of stone. But the weird thing about this one is that, like, we just got the third item that's supposed to be used to wake up Rimsala. And so it's like, Isn't the world saved now? Like, aren't we good?
Can we just leave and be like, yay?
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Drink Coke, play again.
And so then we basically go to this spot here, and it's like Stavery Tower again.
Drink Coke, but do not use Coke. That's what Galneon does, and Galneon is a bad, bad person.
He is indeed.
And
so
a corpse
I think
sitting in the middle of the dungeon.
we're gonna call it for tonight.
That was a good run.
Pretty good. We got through a decent chunk. A decent chunk.
I always pictured the guy in Shining in the Darkness just standing in the middle of the town and slowly shuffling around in a circle trying to decide where he's going to go.
Isn't that what he's doing?
It's exactly what he's doing, but when you picture it, it's funnier because the game isn't supposed to be actually making you feel like he's doing that.
That's true. All right. We will do some more front mission on Wednesday and something from Falcom on Friday. And on Monday, we're going to finish this up. Well, we'll get a little bit further in this. We might have to do 3 episodes to finish Chapter 5. But anyway, yeah, we're going to call it. It's a good game. I mean, it has really good music and cool artwork and... whatever. Anyway, peace out, everybody.